Hi, it's Tracy from Two Rocks Tarot with a People in Spirit message. As you can see, I've already drawn a card from the Oracle of Visions by Chiro Machete. So this particular actual spirit is a little bit interesting. So probably about, could be as long as a month ago, and as you all know, I've got a smoking spirit, so I'm always smelling smoke around. But I also had a really strong smell of Port Royal tobacco, which is quite a nice actually smelling tobacco. And back when I used to smoke, I used to actually like smoking Port Royal. It was a rolly tobacco where you made your own cigarettes. And so I smelt that, and it was that strong. I actually asked my husband to come up to the front room. I said, can you actually smell that, you know, that smell? And he could actually smell it. So I smelt that, and then the last 3-4 days now I keep on smelling smoke, and I decided I would actually ask, using my pendulum, just asking a few questions. So I did ask, first I asked if it was a smoking spirit that I saw in my crystal ball, and he said no. And I did ask if it was him with the Port Royal. So this is a male spirit, even though we've got a female card here. I will explain that as we go on. And so I did ask if that was him with the Port Royal tobacco, and he said yes. So I'm taking it that he actually smoked this when he was alive. I did ask if he was friends with my smoking spirit guide and in life, and he said no. And I said, but in spirit you are friends, and he said yes. And then I asked if they both watch over me, and they said, and he said yes as well. And also for me to film today, he said yes again. So it's a little bit of a different kind of a reading to what I normally do. So I haven't actually seen this spirit. It's just been around for a while, but it's been getting really, really strong. And when I actually asked if it went about me filming today, the smell got really, really strong. So yeah, I definitely have to. Now hopefully the lighting is okay, because I have to film this bit on my husband's desk, and all the lights are, I can tell there's a little bit of shadow, and I don't know, I'll just see if I put on the light in the corner here. I don't think it's going to make much of a difference, but we'll see. Oh yeah, it tends to looks a little bit better. It's a little bit of a shadow, so you'll have to excuse me with that. And then I actually asked what decks I should use. So it actually come up with the Hush Tarot. So I've used the pendulum for a lot of these questions. And when I first pulled this card, I actually asked if this, you know, if this card is okay for, you know, to represent him. Well, it's not actually representing him. So what this card is representing is that he met with his either wife or partner when he crossed over. Now again, you can see we've got the beautiful rainbow and that she's asleep. So what I'm thinking is that his either wife or partner passed away in her sleep, and you know, and traveled, and that's, you know, you can see this white light, and that's her soul leaving her body while she was asleep, quite literally going over to the Rainbow Bridge. I do believe that she loved cherry blossoms. As you can see, we've got some cherry blossoms trees here. I do believe she was quite young when she passed in her sleep. I'm not too sure what it was that she had. Sleep apnea, that's how you pronounce it, just came into my mind, which is something usually men have, you know, when they stop breathing in their sleep. But that's what came into my head as soon as I said that. So even though this card does not actually represent the spirit itself, it represents who he saw when he, you know, when he crossed the Rainbow Bridge. Even though we talk about the Rainbow Bridge for pets, I do believe, you know, there's a lot of what are they called? People. It's not that a lot of people's beliefs all over the world that you do actually cross over a rainbow when you cross over to the other side. So I do feel that this gentleman, so someone out there, his relative's daughter or something like that, might want to know if he is with his wife or partner, and he definitely is. And this has brought him great joy. You can see that the water is very still and peaceful. There could have been a waterfall that they used to like to go to together when she was alive, that had this very peaceful countenance about it. And I feel like that, yeah, that's basically the message of this card, is that he wanted to know. I keep hearing daughter. So he wants his daughter to know that, yes, he is with her mother. Even though she passed when she was quite young, she was waiting. But this is how I feel she passed away in her sleep. Now, because it looks like a dancer's pose there, she could have been a ballerina or done some type of artistic type of a person in life. But they are very much together, and they are complete, because I like the way this rainbow is in a complete circle. So now that they are together again, they feel complete. And I'm very attracted to the shield at the back, but for me it's actually represents the world, and I feel like that they were each other's world. They were literally just were the world to each other. They meant the world to each other, and now they're complete because they are together once again. I also get, and this is going to sound funny, but I also get the message that we are not going to reincarnate anymore. So I don't know if perhaps his daughter or other members of family, or someone's pregnant or something like that, or there could be a child that reminds them very much of their father, thinking that he's reincarnated. But I'm very told quite sternly that no, he's not going to reincarnate. He's quite happy where he is with his wife, the love of his life, really. So that's why this card actually came forward, so to let his daughter know that they are together, his family, that they are together. All right. So we'll pop that over there to the side. I can probably just pop that there, actually, just to the side there. So I don't know too if when I pull these cards, if the images actually look like the people that are represented. It's hard to tell. So now when the first question, because I'm going to use the same spread that I used to connect to pets in spirit, because I think it's a really good questions to ask whether they're a pet or a person. And so the first thing was, what was the first thing you saw when you crossed over? Now this card even popped right up, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be his partner. And this is actually what come up. Okay, so we've got the Ace of Pentacles. So what was the first thing you saw when you crossed over? And I feel like, because this looks like a dove to me, and I feel like maybe the first thing that he saw was a dove, whether it was actually on somebody's hand, whether the first thing he saw was, oh, okay, I get it. So what I'm getting is that he saw his wife, the back of her, but her hand was held up and had a dove. Now, I don't think the key was in its mouth, but I feel like that this particular bird turned around and looked at this gentleman who come through, who's just crossed over, and I can see her turning around and smiling. And interestingly, she has got a long type of dress in that particular color. So this particular color could have been one of her favorite colors when she was alive. And I'm getting very long, tawny colored, almost golden highlight, sort of brown hair. Not like that. It's hard to. It's a beautiful golden brown, but it's got sort of blonde highlights in it, waist length, and I feel like she's got, I was going to say amber eyes, but no, now the eyes look really dark, so I feel like that she might have had quite dark eyes, even though she had kind of fair colouring. So that's what I believe he saw, was the back of his wife or partner, who it was. Well, if he was married or not, because it's really hard with these days. A lot of people don't get married. He saw the back of her, and there was a bird on her hand, and that's what I feel like that's the first thing he saw. When the bird turned around and saw him, she turned around, and of course there was a big grin. So that's what I'm getting. And I do get that they were out in nature, like she was kind of on a slight hill, not a huge hill, just a little mound type of a thing there. And of course, being the Ace of Pentacles is Earth. So yeah, she was very connected to the Earth, as I feel like Earth Mother just actually came into my head, something like that. So now this is interesting, because we've got, did a person or animal lead you to where you are now? So actually no, I don't use that question anymore, because that's only if I don't get an answer with this one, with the first thing that you saw. I actually had to print this spread out because I'm not filming it near my computer. So we've already got that answer. We knew it was the bird that led to his wife. I'll just say wife, just for out of interest. So now we go down to the using the Sacred Destiny cards, and what does it look like where you are now? So let's have a look. Here we have got abundant. Now, I just said about being in you know, that she was an earth mother. So obviously where it looks like now is where she is, and it's very abundant. And have a look at this. It's actually like a hill, just a very slight mound, and that's what I saw her standing. I can clearly see her standing, turning around, looking at him and smiling. And this is the type of place, you know, what I saw, the green hill. I didn't see any of the flowers, but I can imagine that's exactly what he saw. And it's just a great abundance of where he is. So the earth mother type of thing was very, very on point, considering his wife, and that's where they are. They're in a beautiful, abundant place. So he might have liked nature as well. Indeed, I get this message that they met while they were hiking when he was young. When they were young, they met while they were hiking in the hills. And she had on some short shorts and a purple coloured t-shirt. I feel like the shorts were like a khaki type of a colour, but kind of faded out because they were her favourite. And she had a long stick. And she smiled at him, and he stopped, and they got talking, and you know, one thing led to the other. So that's what I'm feeling. So yeah, that's quite beautiful. Now it makes sense why he wanted the Hush Tarot, because I couldn't figure out what deck to use, which is unusual for me. But yeah, this is what he wanted. So now I'm going to ask the question is, what can you do now that you couldn't do in your earthly body? So I'm getting a feeling he's quite old. So what can you do now that you couldn't do in your earthly body? Oh, that one shot right out. Oh, and this is strength. And okay. Oh, slow down. So what I'm feeling like, he got quite crippled with arthritis, and he lost his strength literally. So I'm really attracted to see how it's got all the string that's tied around him. He was very anxious over it. It really got to him that he wasn't as strong as what he was. So I'm getting the feeling he was quite muscular, and he lost his strength due to arthritis. And I do feel, because this particular image here shows us that the torso is almost cut in half, so he could have had something internally going on that was literally eating him from the inside out. So I got cancer. He could have had stomach cancer or something like that. Some type of, I'm thinking stomach cancer. That's what I'm kind of getting. And of course, you know, well, when you go through chemo, you just got no strength. Just even trying to have a shower, you have to sit down after you have a shower, and soaking wet, you haven't even got the strength to dry yourself, let me tell you. So it really does sap your strength, and I feel like that he got quite crippled with the stomach pains. Yeah, I do strongly feel it was stomach cancer that got to him. And I said arthritis as well because of all the binding, but I'm thinking now that perhaps all the string and everything like that is all the intravenous drugs that he used to have to take to ease the pain of his stomach. I just got the message it was too late for chemo, so when he found out he was ill, it was already too late for that. So it was mainly pain relief. And I said he said it was caused by smoking. So because I smelt smoke very, very strongly, then perhaps that's what led to the stomach cancer or the esophagus or something like that. But maybe it spread, you know, from the throat down to the stomach. But when they found it was too late for chemo. He keeps saying too late for chemo, too late for chemo. So I'm presuming this is all, you know, all the drugs, intravenous drugs. This is what it's, you know, they tried everything to relieve his pain. Because you look at, there's different bugs around here. We've got a bat. You know, and often this one kind of looks like the vampire bat. So, you know, even cancer of the blood, you know, it went into his bloodstream, things like that. I feel like they tried everything. And so what he can do now, of course, he's got his strength back. He's strong again, you know. He's cast off the shell of a weak and older man. He is strong again. He's got his strength. I'm just looking at it to see if I can get anything else out of that. But I think that's it. I'm really attracted to all these like bees that are around. So I feel like that he was surrounded by love. Now bees often represent the goddess as well. And I'm wondering if he was a pagan as well. I'm not too sure. Because there was such, you know, his wife was such an, you know, Earth Mother keeps coming into my head. I feel like, you know, that they were very much, he was like an earth father, you know. He really loved Mother Nature and the earth as well. Probably not to the same extent. Oh, no, I'm not going to even say that. Because he loved to hike. I think he was the same, though it was just a real mutual bond brought together about the love by nature. So perhaps this is saying he's with the goddess now, okay? They are both with the goddess in the most abundant, beautiful place that you can imagine. And that's what I'm feeling. And I feel when he left this earth, he was surrounded in a net of love as well, okay? I think he felt the goddess's love, indeed as though I felt the goddess with me, and continue to do so as long as with angels as well. As I get better each day. But I feel like that he was literally supported, you know, by a network of love, much like all of you guys out there on YouTube and TarotTube who sent me so much support and love when I was going through the worst time of my life. It really did uplift me, and I felt really supported by, sorry, a bit emotional, by a network of love. It's very, very humbling, and it's something that I'll never forget. So, and I feel like that he had the same thing. Okay. Oh, all right. So now I'm going to ask, what can you tell me about yourself so that your loved ones will know that it's you? So what can you tell me about yourself so that your loved ones will know that it's you? I've already got quite a bit of information. So, all right, this one shot right out. Now this is the Ace of Cups. So here we got a beautiful roses, but what I'm actually attracted to straight now, roses in spirit is when I see roses, it means that the spirit is sending a lot of love. And being the Ace of Cups is, oh sorry, the Nine of Cups I should say, is a sign, you know, that's a lot of love. So the Nine of Cups, what I'm attracted to the most though, so obviously he is sending his family love because, you know, he was very adamant that I put this video, you know, make this video today. But the snake here is what's calling to me. And I feel like that he may have actually owned snakes. He may have had a pet snake or owned quite a few snakes throughout his life. And I feel like maybe his partner wasn't as enamored of them as he was, but she went up with it out of love for him, you know. They loved each other dearly. So I feel like he may have actually been a snake or reptile owner. I'm thinking a snake though. And the Nine of Cups, because it is a wish card, and I feel like there was a particular pet snake that he had that he was very fond of, lived quite a long time, and I got over 20 years that just come up into my head. And I think his wish was that when he passed, that he would be reunited with his little friend. And I think this cup says it all, that yes, indeed, he has been reunited with his little friend. So even though he may have owned quite a few different pets or different types of snakes or something like that, I feel like that this one he had a very special particular bond with, because it just lived so long. Now I get carpet python. I don't know nothing about snakes, but when I finish this video and do the editing, I'm going to Google it and just see how long they can actually live, because it'll be quite interesting to see this, if that's actually, if they do live that long and I've got the right snake, because I've got no idea what they look like even. It just popped into my head. So he got his wish. So I suppose the loved ones will recognize that about him. They'll recognize that he had a snake for that long and he got his wish. But also I'm very, you know, the roses, he's sending you lots and lots of love, whoever this message is for. So I'm just going to pop this one up here. So the next one is, what signs have you been sending to your loved ones? So let's have a look. What signs have you been sending to your loved ones? Two cards here. So I've got the Three of Cups and the Hanged Man. I'm just going to pop that. Just make sure you can see. Can you see all that in there? I might just actually move this one across now. I would like to put them together if I can. Make sure you can see that. Yeah. So what signs have you been sending your loved ones? Now, we know that the Three of Cups is a celebratory type of card. And the Hangman is, you know, well, you're stuck sort of thing. And I think as for signs, I think that they're not seeing them. I'm very struck by the mask. It looks like a mask over there. It doesn't even look like a face, really. It looks like a mask. I think that he's sending signs to his loved ones, but they're not recognizing it because they can't quite untangle their disbeliefs that the spiritual world is real. So he's been sending them signs, but they haven't been recognizing it because they just can't get over that belief. They're stuck in the belief that the spirit world is not real. Okay, that's what I'm feeling. Now, I feel like that something happened at a family celebration not too long ago, or something will happen at a family celebration, and I'm thinking Christmas, New Year's, something like that, a family gathering. I feel like he's going to send a very, very, very strong sign that he is with you and watching over you. What that is, I'm not really sure, but I'm very attracted to the goat, and even the rabbit seems to be staring straight at me. Whether, this is going to sound weird, but I'm just going to say it, whether a young child, like his grandchild or something like that, or even his children, even if they're grown up, it doesn't matter, they may actually be given a gift of a goat, an actual, I'm not thinking a real goat, well, it could be a real goat, but I'm thinking of a stuffed toy, or even a actual rabbit. Okay, now, I know this sounds really out there, but one thing I've noticed when you do spirit messages is that you've just got to say what you're feeling. But I feel like that someone is going to be given a gift of a goat. Okay, so I'm not thinking it's a real goat, but who knows, if they're farmers, they may actually get a goat that looks just like that one. Even a pet rabbit, someone may be given a pet rabbit, or they find a toy that looks exactly like, this is an actual hare, I'd say, because of the long ears, or they may actually get a toy of a hare. I've actually got a little statue of a hare. Where did I put it? I've moved things around. I think I put it on my altar. Ah, here it is. Right next to the goddess, right next to the cauldron. But this little guy here is a hare, and it actually got given it to me by my auntie, and it's actually made out of the wood from the Black Forest. So as you can see, it's got that type of long ears. I mean, it could even be a little wooden toy like this, that they, or a little wooden statue that one of the children might, you know, that get given for a gift, or you might be in an op shop or something like that, and you find something, you find a little hair like that. I don't know, but this is what I'm getting. But I feel like at a family celebration, something is going to happen that's going to make you wake up and realize that it's your father, okay? Your grandfather, your father, you know, whoever gets this gift, you know. It could even be something as simple as goat cheese. For some reason, somebody might bring a cheese platter to a Christmas or to whatever family celebration it is, and there's some goat's cheese on it, and nobody eats it, but, you know, your father or grandfather, whoever it is, absolutely loved it. And there is the cheese, and there is a sign that he's telling you that he's with you, that he's with you at these family celebrations. And so, you know, when it comes to signs, my gosh, they can be anything, and they are so far and varied. I got a lot of signs from nature when I was going through my cancer battle that I was going to be okay. You know, lots and lots of signs like that. So something as simple as suddenly realizing there's a wedge of goat's cheese on the cheese platter, and none of you eat it, but your father, grandfather absolutely loved it. Well, that's his way of letting you know that he's still with you, he's still watching over you. But I do feel like, I don't know, a toy goat or a toy rabbit or a little statue or something like that are going to be given a gift. I mean, maybe your father loved goats, or even your mother, who's been long gone, loved goats or rabbits or something like that. But I feel like Either one of these animals or both are going to turn up in some way, whether it's a toy, whether it's real, whether it's even just in cheese or something like that. And you're finally going to be able to step out of these binds that constrain you, that you can't, you know, of not believing in the spirit world. It's going to actually literally pull that mask off your eyes, and you're going to realize, you know, you'll be looking, instead of towards the right, you'll be looking straight on, you'll be facing it. You'll be able to step out of that. You'll be able to get out of that funk of not believing. Whatever happens at this family celebration, I think this is why I had to do it today, and I might even publish it today and not even wait for the Friday that I was going to do. I might actually ask the old pendulum if he would like me to publish it today. I think this is why he was so adamant, because the cigarette smoke, you know, the smoke was getting stronger and stronger and stronger. Like these last 4 days, it's been incredible. So I do feel that it will be around Christmas time, New Year's, something like that. Even so, I've got the 23rd, even maybe somebody's birthday was on there on that day or whatever, but it will be a family celebration, and it's really going to unsuspend your disbelief, and it's going to blow your minds. And I think it's going to, you know, it's just going to give you all a lot of joy, and then you're going to finally realize that it's true. All right, so he has been sending you signs, but you haven't been able to get, you know, oh, you know, that's just a coincidence, you know, like you might have even been sitting in the car and saying, send me a sign, and then the song comes on the radio that was your grandfather or father's favorite, and you know, still don't believe it, you know, that type of thing. I think you're very stubborn. But yeah, that's what I'm feeling. I know it's very weird, but who knows? Who knows? All right, the last question, of course, is there anything you wish your loved ones to know? So is there anything you wish your loved ones to know? And here, I'm going to put that one just up there. We've got the Knight of Wands. I have to always watch it. I always get these suits wrong in this, but it doesn't really. But we've got the Knight of Wands. But the first, what gets me now straight away is we have a red cardinal here. I'm positive that's a red cardinal. Have I got that book with me? Oh yes, it's just behind me. Let me just have a look, because cardinals are renowned for spirits inhabiting them and giving messages. Let me just see. Oh, here we go. I think oh, that's right. He puts the knights up the front. No. Just want to make sure. Knight. Yes, it is a cardinal. Okay. Yep, so it is a cardinal. So cardinals are known to bring message from spirit. We don't have them here in Australia, but I have seen so many freaking amazing videos on YouTube where cardinals have come and given people great comfort. I think one of them was a lady who lost her son, and she went to visit his grave, and the cardinal was sitting on his tombstone, and he flew right up to her, landed on her hand, and stayed with her for ages. A couple of elderly sisters who lost their mother did the same thing for a long, long time, kept going from one shoulder to the other shoulder. It was freaking amazing. So I think with this message about, is there anything you wish your loved ones to know, is to trust in spirit, to trust in the spirit messages that he's been sending. Trust in spirit, okay? Once you believe in spirit, this darkness here, because to me this looks like dark thoughts, unhappiness, grief. I don't know how long this man has been passed away from. I've got about a month, 2 months maybe, I'm not too sure. But there's been this darkness surrounding you because you can't see the gifts that Spirit has been trying to give you, that he has been trying to give you, that your mother, you know, has been trying to give you. You know, they are there. They are there, and they're watching over you. And indeed, you may even see a cardinal at Christmas or at this family celebration. It feels like animals are going to play some very strong role in these messages, but yeah, you need to put your defenses down and trust in spirit. That's his message, is that he wants you to believe, okay? He might not have been a great believer himself when he was alive, and of course, you know, once you pass away, you know, you do realize that, hey, there is a whole other side to, you know, to life. There is life after death. And my husband doesn't really believe in it, despite all the signs that we get from Oscar and my cat. Despite all that, despite seeing his grandfather, he still can't, like the hangman, quite believe. And I often tell him that if I pass away before he does, and when his time comes, I'm going to say, I told you so, and kick him up the arse. So, you know, that's his message. Believe in spirit, okay? And maybe a cardinal will visit you, but you'll know once you believe this darkness that you found, this grief will dissipate, and you will be able to you know, to find your enthusiasm again for life without your beloved father or grandfather with you. Okay. All right then, I hope this message reached who it is meant for. Please, if you think you know who this person is or who this message is for, please pass on this video. It's my greatest desire really in the world. It's why I make these messages, because I really, really like to bring people together if I can. So please do that. You feel that you know who this message is for. If indeed it is for you and you feel comfortable, please leave a comment in the comment bar, oh gosh, get it out. Please leave a comment below so I can read it. If you're not comfortable with doing that in the public eye, I have got my email in my description box. I'm more than happy to answer private emails of this nature. I have no problems whatsoever with that. But yeah, just believe, okay? He's there with you. And please press like and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next video. Take care.